key point to all of this.
Mm-hmm.
As much as it sucks that someone has to go through a situation like this and can't retaliate how they would like to, and a lot of people, not saying that they would, but some people can't because that's not the type of person that they are. Um, Help is needed. Okay, help is always needed, especially for folks like this. Terry Crews went so long with dealing with the physical aspect of himself, people always judging by certain things, and like you said, you got to a point to where you wanted to see if you could build up, bulk up, get big, and you did it. But you saw what happened as a result of that. Folks start trying to ask so much of you, started asking you to do things, pick things up, put things here, open this, can you hold this for me? There's so much that goes into just the imagery, and they don't think about that person's feelings, the inside, anything. And a lot of people have their own motive and agenda about them. That's fine, but we know Hollywood is definitely an evil place to do anything that they want, and that's ridiculous.
Well, it's getting exposed, that's for sure. Think for a lot of brothers and sisters that's out there that's talking and yapping because they doing the right thing. And one of your boy Charleston White, Charleston White, I don't think I'd interview him, but cause he scared me.
I couldn't interview him.
I don't know if I could, boy.
I wouldn't be able
Him,
to.
a couple of folks I don't think I could interview. I don't know, but anyhow, would you interview Farrakhan? I don't
Would
know what
I?
they're acting.
Yes, honestly, because I was watching a video about about this yesterday, literally last night. And the fact that this young lady came up there asking, I'm sorry, a young white American woman came up to talk, and she said, I don't feel that she said she didn't feel that she was prejudiced before the conversation was
Oh,
happening.
me and you was watching the same program with Phil Donahue. Mike, yeah, Phil Donahue.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely, yep. So, she
What coincidence.
she asked her question, and he was like, "So what is it that you're saying?" So we're just gonna call him Philip. So Philip asked her what she was saying. The lady then explains a little bit more that she now feels prejudice after hearing Farrakhan speak on these particular. And I'm like, hold on. I said something's not adding up here. Okay, something doesn't make sense because you got these folks over here saying one thing, and then you come right back over
See,
here.
but you got to understand something. Cat said, talking to Joe, he said it's all perspective. It's what you perceive through what you think you see. That's why commercials and things are so expensive and so important to people that selling product. Because if they can get you to see something so flashy and quick, it slips through your brain, your conscience, and slip into your subconscious and starts working as a program in the back of your mind.
Hmm.
Now, we ain't supposed to know this or talk about this, but I just like listening and talking about things that I think is really going on, man.
Yeah,
So,
there's a
like
lot.
this guy is saying, Terry Crews, he's talking about, well, something triggered him. Well, the same thing you'll find in what Cam is saying. He says something triggered him.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's really what the whole thing is, man. Trying to learn how not to have your buttons pushed. And I'm telling you, woo, you can get caught off real quick.
I can tell you, being a young person in the world right now, frustration definitely exists, but it takes a lot of self meditation, okay? Because you got to talk to yourself. You need to better your mind because it'll be a lot easier to deal with the stupidity the conscientious stupidity that is our nation. So you need a good head on your shoulders. If you have older folks or older parents or grandparents or great grandparents around, talk to these folks. Okay, they have a lot more
And
knowledge
it
than
goes
you
both
know.
ways. For you older people that's around younger people, you need to be talking to these people because they got a wealth of knowledge. Because understand something, who they are came from you.
Mm.
You didn't come from them. So they can share stuff with you that you don't have because they got you plus something, if that makes sense to
You
you.
know, I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Well, how you just explained it, I do now, but I didn't originally think about that. Hmm.
that's why God made a bunch of people. We supposed to be talking, and we out here just arguing and acting foolish, doing all kinds of stupid stuff.
Think about that, y'all, just for a minute. You know, you can actually do what you really want to accomplish in life, but because of attitudes, miscommunication, disbeliefs, dislikes, disconnections,
All the disses, because
it's so
that was
much.
one of the things that program showed that while Farrakhan was talking, white people were so angry at who they thought and perceived him to be
They missed the
that they
message.
didn't listen to him. They just was mad at him. So as soon as he said something, they started just talking about how they was afraid and felt like he was violent. Now here you got white people talking to black people about violence. And like he told them, he said white folks have a history of killing black people in this country. We ain't got no history of killing white folks. So how in the hell you scared of us? We're afraid of y'all though.
Man, y'all.
Yeah, you gotta be. Because y'all killers, man. Not each and every one of y'all, but y'all know exactly what my point is. And just like Terry is saying, that whole thing, they bring both are telling you two perspectives on the black and white thing. Because what Cam went through was all black.
Mhm.
What Terry went through was the white establishment. So know your triggers.
Before we get lost for a sec, I want to just dive over into Cam's video.
Okay.
So follow us for a sec, everybody.
Bring Cam up.
Rogue, peg.
Not rogue.
I scrambled, and I should have just
Stayed
stayed
in the pocket.
bro. You feel me? But this is what I really want the narrative to be. To every single high school player, to every single person of influence, to every single athlete, use my situation as a way to understand that in one moment, in one decision, your life can change. Just like that. And I let my emotions get the best of me. And it should not have been called for.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. And with that, I apologize to anybody affected. That's Steph, that's TJ, that's their organization, that's C1N, my organization, that's my players, my parents, my staff members. And when you really debrief from days after it, it really puts things into perspective. And I tell you this, my president of my program, Kendall Ogle, person who I have high regards for, he called me, and even though he was empathetic to understanding where I was coming from, he simply said, Cam, that cannot happen. You mean too much to too many people. Too many people are betting on you to keep their lights on.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that, it's never mind me as a father. Because when I say peg, I think about you. I think about the kids who look up to me, and also whether they verbalize their appreciation or just stare in amazement. I feel like I let them down. Because I can't sit up there and say, hey, bro, you got to be bigger than that. And then all of a sudden, I do that, and that just goes to show you, you gotta always stay in control of your emotions, and that's where the humanistic side came in there. And there's no excuse. It's really not, because it could have been a melee. More violence could have stemmed from that.
Yeah, anything.
Now I just want to say right quick, okay? Cam Newton understood. Everybody should have understood this. If he wanted to, fight could have been over. If he wanted to.
Well, anytime there's a lot more than you and you're outnumbered, your chances are dwindled. You stand a better chance of getting hurt seriously because some fool do something stupid with a knife or something. It's just best to avoid all that. And had he started really beating people, it may have pushed the button of some other fools. We don't know. So the best thing to do is de-escalate that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on his side with this, but I'm also young-minded too. So I
Well,
know also
if you want to get to be
I know also
old-minded,
who Cam had in that crowd too, in case it went left.